Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lizzie, and I know that it has once again been a while since I have posted anything. I had a whole video filmed and planned out for St. Patrick's Day, but that same weekend I got the flu, and it's pretty much been a shit show since, and I've just been working a lot. So yeah, I just haven't really had the time or energy to film, but finally back at it. Have a new hair color, went dark again, and for today's video we are going to be talking about Abigail. But just got back from seeing it. My boyfriend Matt went and saw it, and I am gonna try to keep this as kind of spoiler free as possible, but I am going to film a more spoilery one over for my patrons. So if you want to talk spoilers, go ahead, link in the description, you can check that out. I will start by talking about the cast of this film. So we have Catherine Newton, who was also very recently in Lisa Frankenstein, was amazing in that, loving her being in horror. I hope we continue to see more of her throughout 24. She did a fantastic job in this. She plays this extremely smart but kind of ditzy tech girl, and she's got like these fake tats. Loved her, adored her character, super cute. Also have Angus Cloud, who I believe this was the last thing he filmed, unfortunately, before he sadly passed away. If you don't recognize him by name, you would probably recognize him if you saw him. He was in Euphoria, and even if you haven't seen Euphoria, if you're on the internet, especially if you're on TikTok, you probably know that audio where it's like, Jewel, fucking Jewel. Yeah, that's him. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like he was kind of a bit typecast and probably would have continued to be. As someone who watched Euphoria, I feel like his character was very similar to his character in Euphoria, but he was still great in this and very hilarious as well. And then of course we have Melissa Barrero, who plays kind of our main character in this. There's a lot of characters in this film, and we'll get to what it's about in just a second, but she is in this as well. If you don't recognize her, she played Sam in the last two Scream films, and if you're behind on the Scream information, she unfortunately will not be returning for Scream 7. And if you do already know, then you know why I will unfortunately not be supporting that film. So you will not be seeing any reactions from me or me. This will probably be the only time that I talk about it, sadly, unless things happen to change. But yeah, that's disappointing. But so I definitely think that you should go see this film, even if nothing more than to support her. She was, of course, as always, phenomenal in this film. I hope we continue to see her do horror. I think she's a fantastic horror actress. I think that she's a phenomenal scream queen. She has a fantastic horror scream, which she definitely uses in this film as well, and just continues to kick ass. And I hope we continue to see that from her from now on. And overall, just a phenomenal cast of actors throughout this film, who everybody did a really good job. Now, to get into what this film is about without including any spoilers, it is about a group of criminals who are sent to kidnap this little girl who's for ransom, and that's pretty much all they know. They don't really know anything about this little girl or even who her father is. They just know that they go kidnap her. They are then sent to a specific location where they are meant to watch over her for 24 hours, and then all of them will get about $7 million each, as long as they just sit and babysit her. And then things just go awry, and all hell kind of breaks loose. Now, if you are someone who was able to avoid the trailer for this film or any spoilers, and you plan on going into it blind, I 100% suggest doing so. I'm really bummed that I watched the trailer for this. I initially hadn't seen it, and then it was actually Matt's mom was like, I really want to see that film. And so I had looked it up, and then I was just like really bummed that I watched the trailer going into this, because the trailer gives away a very big major plot point that I wish I wouldn't have known when I went in, which I will talk about in my spoiler review over on Patreon. But I wish I had gone into this one completely blind. Now, I will say, if you have seen the trailer and you know what I'm talking about, there are still a few twists and turns and things that happen throughout this film that make it worth watching. Just generally really enjoyed this film. If you know anything about me and what I like in my horror films, kind of giving you a clue right now, I think they did a fantastic job with it, and what the film is about. So if you're wondering whether or not I think this film is worth checking out, especially in theaters, 100% do. I really had a fun time. Even Matt had a fun time, and he was a little bit kind of hesitant going into it. If you guys have been here for a while, you know that I am the horror fan in the relationship. He goes on my behalf, and sometimes he enjoys them, sometimes not, but he even quite enjoyed this one. There's a scene kind of towards the end of the film, they're in this room that by the end of the film, this room is very much like Ready or Not, like the scene where they blow up, or even the Evil Dead remake, like not quite as much blood because that was obviously like raining blood, but there is so much downpoured on these characters, or even like the end of the last Scream, like. And so if you are big on that like me, you're gonna love that. It was really good, and I absolutely love it. It's definitely one that I'm gonna have to like add to my collection when it comes out. So with that being said, if you have seen this film, let me know what your guys' thoughts were on it in the comments below. I hope that you did enjoy this video. If you did, please do give it a big old thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more spooky and horror related content. Like I said, if you want to check out the full spoiler-free review, there will be a link in the description below to my Patreon, along with all of my other social media, so you can find me other places. And I will see you all again later with another video. Bye.